Hey YouTube friends, Mama here from Living Life with Mama. We are downstairs in my growing room, and I actually came down here and started this project and thought that you guys would enjoy coming right along. So I just set up all of these lights, so I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 shelving just for my plants. And then I have where is it? A space heater here to keep this entire area warm so I don't have to use heating mats. And then all of my growing stuff. So, yeah, my growing season of 2025 has officially started. So let's get set up to where you could see the table and what I am doing. Alright, so here I have some dirt. This is actually from last year's dirt. It's some of the dirt that I had my potato starts in. Some were in the flower pots. So I'm not for sure how this is going to work, if this will even do anything. Alright, so one of the things that you want to do with any dirt is that you want to put as scalding hot water as you possibly can into your dirt. It kills any bugs and disease that the dirt might be carrying. As best as possible, I'm going to try to get these out of the dirt. It's just dead roots. I don't think it's not going to hurt anything, but I just don't, yeah, But, I don't know. I may not. I may do it like once in a while. Maybe it's a pretty big one. I don't know. First, gloves. This is why my nails are usually the way that they are. Now I gotta find my gloves. They're there. I should have bought some new gloves. These gloves really don't, I don't even know if you can see that. There you go. See, the gloves don't really last very long, but they're really good. See, this one has, you see it? A hole in it. So I can't really use that one. So this is a watering canner. All I do is use hot water in it and boil my canner in it. Obviously this can be washed really, really hard. Washed really, really good with some hot water, and it will be good as new. So I just needed a big pot to be able to mix my dirt along with some other things that I feel like needs to go in there. See, like, this is why I wanted to put hot water in that. That actually killed it. That's really soft. I don't even know what that is. But it obviously didn't grow into anything because it died on me. And I need the dirt. So I haven't received my taxes yet. My big one. I have about $100 that is going to be budgeted to just dirt. And this is from last year, and I saved it for a reason, because I knew that I wasn't going to be able to get to any kind of dirt when it was time for me to start my seeds. Alright, so the one thing I've been collecting is eggshells, and I've been like shredding them and stuff like that. It's a really good calcium for the ground and for the plants. So I'm going to add that into there. These eggshells have actually been sitting here since summertime. This has taken me a long time to save this much of eggshells, which is pretty crazy when you think about it. Like, it's taken me years. And I don't think I used any last year. Okay. I bought this off of M.I. Gardener. It is soil supercharge. Got minerals, beneficial bacteria, and fungi in it. I never got to use it last year, and I really want to use it this year. See if I can. So this is what it looks like. I would like to be able to get my plants starting off in some really great potting soil, a really great soil in general. And then I also bought this last year that I never got to try. It's got peat moss and coconut core, like the little hairs in it. It's to help it be loose, the soil. And also adding these things in here will make my soil last a little bit longer. Or go a little bit further, actually. Because it's just like when you cook, if you add, more beans to your food instead of meat, or more, vegetables, or whatever the case may be, your meal will go a lot farther. This is kind of what I am doing. My soil is on the damp side. These have been washed with scalding hot water. Then I'm first going to figure out what I'm going to do. Alright, so just to let you know, my possible last frost date is April 20th. So the things that I will be starting today will be celery, onion, pepper, and that is it, because next weekend I will actually start my tomatoes. And I believe I will be starting my flowers today. I haven't quite figured that out yet. So these are all of my seeds. I went through them a couple weeks ago, probably while we were on winter break, so longer than a couple weeks ago. And I decluttered. I got rid of things I knew I wasn't going to grow. I got rid of multiples. I don't know why my past mama self thought that it was necessary for me to have multiples of packages that has 100 seeds in them. I don't know, but it is what it is. So I will be doing celery today and onions. So I don't know if you could see this or not, but I labeled them celery and then CE1 and then zucchini Z1. Celery and zucchini are both in here. And then on my Excel spreadsheet, I have, instead of, I have CE1 next to my celery, and then I have all of the information with the celery, like when it needs to be planted, when it needs to go outside, how long it takes, all of that kind of stuff. And then when I put it in here, I will put a label here, and instead of putting the whole name, I will put CE1. And then that will also help, like my tomatoes. I have tomato 1, tomato 2, tomato 3, tomato 4, and that goes on to my, or goes along with my Excel spreadsheet. And so I know tomato 1 is my Roma tomatoes. So it will be a lot easier with labeling, and I'm not having to waste tons of marker and tape and all of that. All I have to do is just put T1 and then today's date. Okay, so onions, celery, and peppers. Okay. One of my goals for this year also is to get, because there's a lot of seeds in here. Obviously, I'm not going to plant 50 plants or grow or need 50 plants. So one of my goals is to actually grow some plants and then be able to sell them to make some extra money. At least that's the hope. Okay, so I think we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we can do 4 celery plants. We don't eat a lot of celery. What I'm mostly growing celery for is to put in soups and just different things that calls for celery, but it would be cooked. And also fresh eating. We do like to eat celery fresh eating, but for the price of it and how small they are at the store, it's not really worth it. I love eating fresh celery with peanut butter, but we don't eat fresh celery all year round. So my goal is that I would have enough celery for us to eat fresh during the summer, and then also be able to put some in the freezer for maybe stock, chicken broth, soups, stuff like that. Okay, so I'm just going to use 1 cube, and I'm going to put on there CE1. Okay, so see that says CE1 and then today's date. And I'm actually going to line the sticker up with this hole. Oh. And I'm wiping it off. Probably because there's water everywhere. Now I know why I'm not using this. So it kept wiping off. So, it's wet. Okay, so just like that. There you go. Just like that. And I'm going to be doing that for all of them. I am not going to go crazy with plants this year. I went crazy with the tomato plants, and probably more than half of them ended up dying on me because I actually hurt my back 2 weeks before the end of the school year, and that was like prime growing time to get like stuff into the ground and everything. And I had friends come over and do it, but they ran out of time, but also I ran out of space. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is onions. And I'm actually going to do probably 6 plants of each, because one seed only get me 1 onion, which is probably why these have like 250. I may end up doing 12. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll most likely do 12. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. There we go. do 12 seeds of each. So I'm going to do 2 rows. All right, so let's see, get it. So that's how we're going to do it. So this row right here is celery. These 2 is onion 1. These 2 is onion 2. These 2 is onion 3. And these 2 is onion 4. So that's how I will be doing that. Next up is peppers. I have 4 different plants of peppers. I have one that is the snack peppers that you can get at Aldi. I'm going to try again to grow these. And then I just have these 3 types of peppers. We didn't really have a good pepper harvest last year, so I'm really hoping that these will do better. I actually am needing to make sure that I do cut the tops off to make them bushier. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. So I only have 3 rows. So the first 4 of each row is going to be each of my in my gardener seeds, and then these actually 2 last rows, which will be a total of 6, is going to be my small sweet peppers. Okay, so then there you go. So this row will be pepper 1, pepper 2, pepper 3. Each of them is 1 through 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then these last 2 rows of 5 and 6 is pepper 4, which is the small peppers that are self-saved seeds from the snacking peppers that we get from Aldi. So then with everything labeled, I'm going to go ahead and take my dirt and fill it up.
Veggies, trees so tall, plants are friends, we love them all. Plant a garden, watch it grow, nature's gifts from high to low, caring for the earth we love, with help from the sky above.
All right, there you have it. So that is how I filled them completely up, and it's the best way to do it is just putting it on top and then just like you saw me do it. Now I'm going to take the back of my marker and I'm going to poke a hole in every single cell. There's holes in every single cell now. And then I'm going to go one by one and put 1 seed in each cell. Alright, so for video and storage space on my computer, I did not film me putting the seeds in, but I did put a seed in every single one of them. Now, this is not very compact, so when I put the end of my marker in the soil, some of it made the dirt cells lower. So what I'm going to do after I had filled in all the holes to make sure they have a good layer of dirt over the seed, I'm going to go ahead and go over this again, just to kind of give it some extra protection. Oh, and by the way, if you have been keeping up with my budgeting videos, you know that I purchased a new cordless vacuum, and it came in the mail today. And even though the video was a pretty emotional video, I decided to keep the vacuum because, like I said, I need it. I have to be able to vacuum my house. And I looked at the original price, and the original price was almost $200, maybe actually more than $200, and I got it for $80. I'm probably never going to get that chance again to get that kind of vacuum for that's originally over 200 or so for $80. That included the shipping. What I think is why they were able to sell it for so cheap is that Sam's Club is probably coming out with a new version, and I am not one of those people that have to have the latest version of anything. Like, my cell phone is a 2023 cell phone. Like, I don't need the new, version and stuff like that. So anyways, so I wonder if that's probably why. And so it's probably one of those things like buy it now or lose out type of thing. So I decided to keep it and just kind of count it as a blessing and count it as a Valentine's Day gift to myself, or even an early birthday present or an early Mother's Day present to myself, whatever the case may be. Okay, so now what I need to do, so seeds need to start with moisture and heat. They don't necessarily need grow lights, but we are in the basement, so I will be having my grow lights on, and then every day I will come down and spray the dirt. So what I'm going to do, hopefully this spray bottle works, hopefully it does work, and I am going to spray the top of this. Or is it the bottom that needs to be sprayed? So I was wrong. We do not do this. Okay, so we do not spray the tops. I was wrong. I wonder how many of you were yelling at me while I was doing that. Just to be honest with you. Okay, so Google says that the bottom is what is best to water from to produce good root structure instead of the top, so that you don't disturb the seeds. But what I am going to do, and it will help with the moisture that I just put, I also have this. This is the best thing in the world, you guys, okay? So I'm still learning how to use it, but what you do is that you sprinkle it on top of your seedlings, and it's kind of like a sponge. You don't want to go very thick either. I went thick last year on some things, and it turned into like a solid sponge topper that didn't allow anything to come through. It was crazy. Every single thing that was, every single seedling that had a thick layer of this stuff on top, like I'm talking about like thick, you couldn't see no dirt whatsoever. Every single item, every single cell that had this on there didn't produce whatsoever. So very lightly, I use this all season. Actually, I think I have 2 bags open because at one point I was doing seedlings. No, I wasn't doing seedlings. I was doing flowers upstairs, like out front in pots, and I wanted to put this on that too. And so I couldn't find the one that I had opened, and so I had opened a second one. So I do have 2 of them open, but this one has been the only bag that I've used, not last summer, but the year before that. If I hadn't opened the second bag, I probably would have finished this one. This is the first of my seeds. And see it, it's like a little dusting. And so I am going to set this over here on my shelf. Oh, there you go. So this one doesn't have a whole lot of space from the bottom of the shelf to the top, which is good because then the grow light's going to be right there up on the seedlings to help it grow. And then as they get taller, I will eventually put them in the other spaces. So yeah, so that is the beginning of my growing season. I'm probably going to end up growing some flowers too, but if I end up doing that, I'll most likely record that, but I don't know 100% for sure if I'm going to or not. I need to go through my flowers and see which ones I can plant, and if it's too early or about the good time to be able to plant them. All right, I really do hope that you enjoyed this video. Please give me a thumbs up, and if you're not already, please subscribe down below so that the next time I post any of my videos, you are notified when I do post them. And as always, you guys have a great week. Bye!